I just got back from my first little trip of the summer. I went to Paris and it was very, very beautiful, very, very nice. I have a little haul to show you of things that I bought there, some souvenirs, some other little lovely things. And then also I did try and film some clips to maybe create a vlog. So I'm gonna insert a little vlog at some point, and then after that I'm going to show you everything I got. I really, really liked Paris. I didn't expect to like it as much as I did for some reason. Like, I don't tend to love big cities, but I really enjoyed it. It gave me such London vibes. I really expected it to be quite different, but even the landscape in northern France is obviously quite similar to the UK. So yeah, it didn't feel too dissimilar, and I actually felt quite comfortable like navigating the metro line and things like that. So it was really nice. It was only a 3-day trip, so we didn't get to do as much maybe as I would have liked to, but we went to the Louvre and Shakespeare and Company, and we went and saw the Eiffel Tower and Monet's garden. So we did some really nice things, like the sort of cultural things, which is really nice. I think I really would like to go back there with my friends because I went with my mum. But yeah, it was really lovely. I kept forgetting to take clips when I was like really in the moment and enjoying things, which I suppose is a good thing. But yeah, so I only have a few clips of random moments, so it's more like a montage because I'm also not talking in the clips. It's going to be some music over it. I also thought I would try out a new style of like little video. I don't know if I'm going to include this if I don't end up doing it, but I've decided that I'm going to do less cuts, because in my last few videos I tend to cut if I ever have a gap in between speaking. And then I've been watching some more YouTubers who just sort of do book content, or like very rambling, like saying their thoughts, and I actually find that I appreciate it a lot more when they're just sort of natural and just talking without lots of cuts. And then I'm like, why am I not doing that if that's the content I like to watch? This is really ironic because I just got distracted, and now there's going to have to be a cut here. But first I'm going to insert a little montage of my time in Paris, and then I'll do a little haul of all the things that I bought.
Les oiseaux chantent ce matin sur Paris, et ton doux visage m'accompagne au quai Branly. J'ai toujours rêvé de ce moment en particulier, de tes lèvres chaudes sur les miennes, ta main sur ma joue, et de ces moments si magiques. En ta compagnie, tu es celui que je chéris. Mon amour, je t'envie. Tu es l'âme de ma vie, tu es si parfait. Je t'aime, mon chéri. Les oiseaux chantent ce matin sur Paris, et ton doux visage m'accompagne au quai Branly. J'ai toujours rêvé de ce moment en particulier, de tes lèvres chaudes sur les miennes, ta main sur ma joue, et de ces moments si magiques. En ta compagnie, tu es celui que je chéris. Mon amour, je t'envie.
I think I'm going to organise it into like place that I got things from, so we'll start with just basic souvenirs because I got some cute little things. Firstly, I got an I Heart Paris shirt because I just figured I just got my dad to buy me an I Heart New York one when he was in New York, and so I wanted a little I Love Paris one to match, but that one was oversized, so I bought a kids one. I don't know how well this is going to fit me. I mean, this vest that I'm wearing right now is from the kids section because I find that they're so much more comfortable, but yeah, this is really cute. A little baby tee, which is nice. I also got playing cards because I collect playing cards, and so when I go to a country I try and buy a cute little set that is themed to the city or country that I'm in. So in Venice I got some like gold Venetian ones, and I saw the same like brand but with Paris on it, but I thought that these were cuter, these little pink ones. I thought these were adorable and I loved them. I'm pretty sure they're just basic cards on the inside, but I don't really mind anyway. It's more about the fact that I have them and where they're from than what they actually look like. My favourite playing cards, if anyone's interested, I think I might make a video actually about all my collections because I collect a lot and I love collecting things. My favourite playing cards that I have are these Shakespeare themed playing cards, which are very beautiful and I love. Next up, these are sort of gifts that I got for people. First of all, I got this little compact mirror, which I think I will probably give to my sister. I did buy it for her, but then I looked at it and was like, I don't know if she's going to like that. But I got it for her because I knew that she wanted a compact mirror. And then for one of my friends, I probably shouldn't unwrap this because it is delicate, but whatever, I'll wrap it again for her. I got a little bracelet and a shot glass just because I thought it was funny and it was very her, the design on the shot glass. Little bow on it. I just thought those were cute and they match each other, so I was like, okay, well, I'll get both. And then again for myself, this was the last little thing that I got from the souvenir shop, is a magnet because again I collect a lot of things and magnets from the places that I've been or places that my family and friends have been is one of them. So I got this little magnet which is so cute. It looks like a little stamp. I was tempted to get one that matched my Copenhagen and Venice ones, which look like this. But then none of the Paris ones were really as cute as those, so I thought I'd just get a little stamp one because I thought that was adorable. Anyway, I'm actually going to put that on my fridge right now because otherwise I'm going to forget to put it on there. Okay, so those are all sort of like very touristy souvenir shop things that I got. I'm hoping my audio is okay actually because I normally hold this, but then the last two videos I've been trying to like clip it onto things to see if it works. I'm going to end up having to get one of those like headsets because I cannot figure out for the life of me how to make this work. From the Louvre, how do you say that? I always used to say Louvre because that's what Americans say, and then a lot of the English people I know say Louvre. I feel like it's Louvre, like Louvre. I don't know. Anyway, from there, you know what it is. It's got the Mona Lisa. That was like so crazy, by the way, because we went to the Louvre and there was just so many like tourists all around the Mona Lisa, and then everywhere else there was just nobody. It was so empty. I saw some very, very beautiful paintings. If you follow me on Instagram, I think it's linked in my description, but if you follow my Instagram, I post a lot of photos of it because it's so beautiful. I might put some on the screen now. We saw some amazing artworks. Me and my mum both had a few favourites, but and then we got to the end and I love a postcard from an art gallery. I would sort of turn my phone to show you because all my walls are sort of covered in them, but I finally got it set up in a place where you can actually see me, so I don't want to move the camera again. But yeah, so I got some little postcards. I got this one, which is, I'm going to mispronounce every single one of these. La Jeune Martyre by Paul Delaroche. Very beautiful. Oh, this one I loved. This was like a really tiny painting when I saw it. It's just called, like, it just translates to The Woman in Stockings, I think, by Eugene Delacroix. Very cute. I love that one. Beautiful. This one, which I just thought was really cool. It's like a big art gallery display. And they also had one that was like a painting of people painting in the Louvre, but I didn't get that one because I thought that this one was more eclectic and matched me a bit more. And then I don't remember picking this one up. I think maybe I've swapped with my mum, one of my mum's ones, but nonetheless, very pretty. I saw a lot of artworks of like the female form and like they were all labeled like female friendship, and then it was like two naked women touching each other, and I was like, okay, female friendship, sure. And then I got two bookmarks. One of them is missing. Maybe we'll find it tucked away somewhere, but this one for now. And I did have a Mona Lisa one. That's the one that's missing, I think. I don't know where that's gone. And then, as well, of course, when you collect magnets, you must then collect this. It will go right next to my... if I can pull it off. Ah, this one's really stuck on there. It will go right next to these two, which are from the National Gallery of Scotland, and which is from a museum in the Netherlands. I haven't been to the Netherlands. I don't remember if my parents got me this when they went to the Netherlands or if my friend got me this, which is bad. I need to start writing it down or like labeling them so I remember who buys me them. But we are establishing quite a collection. My great grandma collected magnets, and so whenever I tell a family member that I'm doing it, they're like, "Ah," which is quite sweet. But yes, okay, so that is everything I got from the Louvre. This is where we start to go into the territory where I was buying a lot of things, because we went to Shakespeare and Company, which is a bookshop, which, I mean, this is like 10% of my books. I mean, I could not resist getting at least a few. And then we went to Monet's Gardens and I bought some things, and then my mum surprised me with buying me some things because she was left alone in the gift shop without me. So I couldn't tell her, no, you don't have to. Right, so firstly from the Royal Shakespeare Company. No. Sorry, I was actually just in Stratford earlier this week, so I keep calling it the Royal Shakespeare Company instead of Shakespeare and Company. But I got this tote bag because everyone has these tote bags and they are just so beautiful. And my mum got a different one which has like a picture of Shakespeare, and she got my dad one that was like yellow with red text, which was really beautiful. But I thought this was like basic. It's so sturdy. It has a pocket on the inside, which I really, really love. It's just so handy, and it's huge. Like, it could fit so much in here, and it's just very beautiful. I love the design. So yeah, so cute. I love that. I got another little postcard because I can never resist. This is just a little like drawing of the Shakespeare and Company, which is very, very nice. And then sort of matching that vibe, I got a little notebook, which I thought was very, very, very cute. I have been really stocking up on notebooks lately, and I don't know why, because I have such a big like journal ecosystem and I'm actively using all of them, so I don't need any more because it's just going to overwhelm me. But I figure there's no harm having some empty notebooks lying around that you can then go back to. And now this is the very exciting part for me. I have a little book haul. So if you don't know, then every book you get in Shakespeare and Company gets stamped with like a special stamp you can only get in that store. And so sort of buying a book from there, even if you can't buy it from the UK, because a lot of them are printed with the same manufacturers, it's just nice to have it from there. And also it's actually about the same price as Waterstones, and it's very beautiful in there. You can't film in there, so I don't have a clip to show you, but you just have to trust me. I'm sure there's lots of videos on YouTube of people filming it even though they're not supposed to, but I was trying to be respectful. So the first thing I got, I'll do poetry first, this is so exciting. If you know anything about me lately, like in the last 6 months, or you've watched any of my videos or anything, I am currently so obsessed with Leonard Cohen. It is ridiculous. I don't know why, I don't know what sparked it, but I have just been on such a Leonard Cohen kick. He's definitely going to be my top artist on Spotify. And so when I walked in and right away in the poetry section I saw this, which is like his collected songs and poems, I was like, I must immediately purchase. I know that you can get this in the UK, but I don't care. I just had to get it because I saw it and I'd never seen it in a UK bookshop before. That's what the little stamp looks like. Very, very nice, very cute. I love very much. So I'm very, very excited about this, although it doesn't have my favourite song, which is Winter Lady, so a little bit sad, but it has a lot of the good ones like Suzanne, So Long Marianne, and, you know, very, very cute. I love very much. This will probably be my next poetry read after I finally finish Devotions by Mary Oliver, which is taking me so long, and I don't know why. I got through 100 pages in like an hour, and then I had to give up because I kept on being busy. Okay, so next I bought this book because I was interested in doing a little bit of research into Stoicism, and this looks like a really interesting and very easy place to start. But then when I looked up the reviews of it, that it wasn't very good, and everyone was saying like, it's just random, like the extracts don't make sense. But I'm going to read it anyway and see how I feel, because as someone who doesn't really know very much about it in the first place, I figure there's no harm just having a look. And that is the sort of like Penguin collection, How to be a Stoic. It sort of goes through different philosophies. The three that it has in here are Seneca, Aurelius, and how do you say that? Epictetus. I'm so bad. I'm sorry. But yes, it's like Epicurean. I'm not sure, but yeah, very very exciting. Oh, I found another bookmark that I got at the Louvre. So there we go, a little flower bookmark. I knew it was somewhere in this pile. I then finally bought this book because for some reason my Waterstones local to me does not sell any non-fiction books. Like, they have a section, but I always find that, especially in the UK in general, but like especially in my local bookshops, the non-fiction sections are so lacking and there's nothing good in any of them. No offense, like there obviously is some stuff good, but they tend to lack a lot of classics, or there's just not very much diversity. So I finally picked up Feminism is for Everybody by Bell Hooks. Having studied bell hooks in school and read so many essays and so many everything about bell hooks, I finally picked up this book. I finally found it because I don't like ordering books on Amazon, and I'm too scared to ask them to order it into my local Waterstones. So I now have it, and it has the little Shakespeare stamp on it. So there we go. And then I got two like fiction works that are translated. One of them I think is translated from Finnish, and one of them from French. I just had never heard of them, and I liked the covers and I thought they were nice. This one is called And Their Children After Them. 14-year-old Anthony and his cousin decide to steal a canoe to fight their all-consuming boredom on a lazy summer afternoon. Their simple act of defiance will lead to Anthony's first love and his first real summer, the one summer that comes to define everything that follows. Over four sultry summers in the 1990s, Anthony and his friends grew up in a gritty France trapped between nostalgia and decline, decency and rage, desperate to escape their small town, their scarred countryside, and grey council estates in search of a more hopeful future. I thought that sounded really nice, so I'm going to hopefully read that as one of my next reads. And then I got Wild Boar by Hannah Lutz, which says, the forests of Smarland are home to a growing population of wild boar. They move in packs at night, gardens are destroyed, farmland churned up, yet their elusiveness draws people in. Ritva is making a pilgrimage from Finland to track them down. Council worker Glenn finds his quiet life disturbed by their nighttime visits and his visions of apocalypse. Mia hopes a local history residency will help her grandfather recover his memory and voice. Wild Boar is a compelling and poetic debut from Finland-Swedish author Hannah Lutz about animals and people, their places in a changing ecosystem, and their capacities to grow and destroy. It's translated from Swedish, not Finnish. I lied. But, yes, also such a beautiful cover, which I love very, very much. And then they gave me a little free bookmark that has a cat on a pile of books, which is so sweet. I love very, very much. Again, it has that little stamp on the back. Cute, I love. Okay, and now, finally, I have my stuff from Monet's Gardens and House, which was so busy. We went on a tour with like a lot of Americans. We booked this coach and it took us the hour and 50 minutes into Giverny from Paris. And it was a very beautiful journey. We had a Portuguese tour guide and she was very, very kind. I did know a lot of the like things already because it was sort of like a beginner's guide to the Monet story and life, and having sort of studied art, I sort of knew a lot of it, but still very interesting, and she was very kind, so not going to complain. But so it was very, very busy there. Like, I did really enjoy it, but it was very chaotic and stressful. And so I would recommend, if you're going to go, to maybe go in early in the day, because we could only get tickets to go at like 3 p.m, which was very, very late and like peak time, or to go in autumn. I do really now want to visit Paris in the autumn because I kept seeing things and imagining like, wow, this would be so beautiful with like the orange leaves and the autumn weather, because that is my favourite season. So anyway, I'll quit rambling. I will start as per with my postcards. I don't even send anyone postcards. I don't know what my obsession is with postcards, but I just love them. These ones I'm going to be maybe a bit more speedy going through. So I got this one. They had a few different variants of each postcard, so I had to sort of like really look at them and be like, which one do I like? I just think I liked this one the most from this painting. I got this one, which I just thought was really, really pretty. Little landscape, beautiful, beautiful. Another, you can tell which of his paintings I like because a lot of them look very similar. Another little landscape with I think that was his wife, La Promenade. I picked up, of course, I had to pick up the iconic bridge because the same reason I picked up a Mona Lisa magnet, even though it wasn't my favourite painting I saw in the Louvre, I was like, for the culture. And then I got a little self-portrait because I thought that was nice. I have a lot of like postcards of authors or artists that I like, so I thought I would get his self-portrait. But then my mum bought me 2 photos as well, so I now have 2 little photos of Monet as well in black and white. I think I'll put these up next to my Angela Carter black and white postcard, which I have above my piano. Very, very nice. I love them very much. Okay. Some of these things I'm not entirely sure what's going on because my mum bought them for me. But this is a little sort of tin. I think it's to keep like tobacco, but very beautiful. I'm going to use it as like a little purse, I think. Or I don't know what else I could keep in. I suppose like gum or mints or guitar picks could be quite useful. Hairpins. It's just very sweet and I like it a lot. And then I got as well a little tray, which I thought would be so cute for like tea. Like I could carry out my tea or coffee on a little tray. They had many designs, but I tried to get like different designs of all the things I got because I didn't want just like lots of products with the same design on them. My mum bought me some envelopes, which all have sort of different designs on them, which I suppose if I ever decide to send people my postcards, I can use those envelopes. And then she also got me some socks with a little Colmeno pattern on. I'm not going to open those quite yet. And then these are the things that I chose. I was very, very drawn to all of the things of poppies. There was poppies everywhere. For obvious reasons, I was very drawn to them. I was like, wow, I'm being represented. I guess it's sort of, it might be the flower that like represents the village of Giverny, or maybe it's just because it's in Normandy, but there was a lot of poppy themed everything. So this is one tote bag I got anyway. Very, very pretty. It's like the perfect size for a tote bag. It's a lovely material. It's not like that canvas bag material. It's like very high quality, and you can tell on the inside it's been like, you can see the like reverse of the pattern. But I thought very, very pretty. Great sort of everyday little tote bag because it's sturdy and also like fits a good amount, but it's not massive. Perfection. Another notebook because again I cannot resist, and I really like that this has lines, but they are so faint that when you actually write in the notebook, I imagine you won't be able to see the lines and it will just look so satisfying. So I did get that notebook pretty much only for that reason because I thought that was quite cool. And then this is something I'm very excited about. First of all, look, it comes in such a cute little box. I got a mug. Again with the same like design that I got the tote bag in. I just think perfect size. I like that it's patterned all around because I'm left-handed, and so I feel like I hold mugs weirdly. And then like you have to always decide, do you want to see the design or do you want other people to see the design? I like when they have a design all around. Very, very pretty. And then the last thing is actually something else that my mum got me, which is this little bracelet, which I just think is so adorable. Very, very nice. Yeah. So that is all. I really, really liked Paris. I didn't expect to like it as much as I don't know why I didn't expect to like it as much as I did. I think I get very worried about sort of setting my hopes very high for a place because I tend to do that, and then when I do that is when I'm the most sort of disappointed. But if I just sort of go in blind, not knowing, then I tend to have a much better time. I saw a lot of people talking online like the Paris curse and oh, everyone thinks Paris is good and then they come here and they hate it. I think that's probably because of a lot of romanticization. When we were on the coach to Monet's Gardens, there was one French woman and she was saying to her, I think it must have been her American granddaughter or maybe a family friend or something who she was sort of showing around France. She said to her, it's because of Emily in Paris, there's all these Americans here. And me and my mum hadn't like watched or really knew anything about that show, but when you sort of look up Paris on TikTok, there's so many like Emily in Paris videos. I guess it's just about this American woman who lives in Paris. But yeah, it's very interesting. I think a lot of people probably go into it with very high expectations. You know, the city of love as well. Maybe people want a little summer romance, and it's just like a normal city. It's like London. Like I said, it feels very, very London. So I understand why the people who live there are like, it's not all it lives up to be, because frankly, I'm from London and I would argue London is not all people claim it would be. But hey, I don't know. I thought Paris was lovely. So that's my little haul, and hopefully my little vlog turned out okay as well. This is going to be a long video probably, unless I manage to cut it down, but I wanted to do less cuts, so that might not happen. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a good day. I'm going to do another talking video hopefully this week, and then another vlog because I'm going to the beach on this weekend.